Hello, and welcome back to Carsten Uncut. Today, my episode will be about how to let go on holidays and really delegate. I think this is a very important topic, especially now in the month of August, where people typically are on holidays. And I see so many examples where people that are officially on holidays send emails, send messages. It doesn't really look like they're away. Right? So, why do you go away? Who's your stand in? And why is your stand in not covering these things for you? There's important lessons for me to be learned, right? I think there is, first of all, letting go is important. So it means that you also trust somebody, that you do not feel like the only person in the world who can save the world and the company and everything else as well, which is, by the way, not true either, right? We are all parts of a bigger game. And yes, we can all be substituted. There is nobody on earth who cannot be substituted. I think really being on holidays and not being on holidays or not letting go is not very positive for nobody. First of all, when you go on holidays and you do not relax, why go on holidays? Right? I mean, you want to run through a beautiful city that you haven't seen without really looking at it because you're worrying about something that is happening on your messenger system or on your email or whatever else, or you're taking customer calls there. Well, you're probably not then enjoying the beautiful city that you went to. Why go first place? Second thing is, most likely you put somebody in place that stands in for you. Imagine how that feels for the person that stands in for you when you're constantly overriding, right? Or you're constantly there. That means basically you send a message, and that message is, "Yeah, I trust you, but I don't." And that's really the message that's being received. I think it's important to also always look at the one thing that you say and the other thing that the other person might understand. Once in a while, I like actually to do that in my what I call constant feedback cycle. It's like, what did you understand of what I just wanted to say? It's a very, very interesting moment because you figure out that quite often, or not often, but the message being sent is not necessarily the same as the message being received. So there is a good moment for active listening in that thing. But back to the holidays, I think it's so important to really recharge. I have this year had I would say, pretty tough year with my mom falling ill and being ill, doing exactly very ill, 3 months and 1 day. And when she then finally passed away, may her soul rest in peace. And these things have a very severe impact. At that time, I didn't really take the time off, and I noticed it on myself. I was getting tenser and tenser. I was not being the fun person that I also like to be. I was just being tense, and I needed time off. I took that time finally off in the middle of July, 2 weeks, and it was awesome. My main worry was which beach do I go to, or where do I have lunch, and maybe what? Those were my main concerns during 2 weeks. Did I still check emails? Yes, because there were things that only get to me, or where actually my yes or no might be needed that can then impact people on my team positively when I do it. That means, for example, bonus payments or something like this. So, of course, I did that because I want to make sure that they're being taken care of. There is just this little detail, but everything else was very nicely delegated, and I did not really do anything. And that was good for me. It felt really good because I had my batteries recharged. I had my what I call my juice back. I could laugh again. I like to make jokes. I like to tease people again, like I always do. And it was good for my stand-in. Because all of a sudden, full responsibility was with somebody else. My forecast. I didn't do my forecast. I love to just delegate it off. You're responsible, right? This is the number we have to achieve. This is what we have right now. So see how you make the puzzle. And I have to say, really made a good job. Proud. But it's also important thing that I think this doesn't just happen by chance. A stand-in is somebody that worked with you already for some time, that knows how you work, how you think, how you want to do things, how you do not want to do things. And it's a great moment for them to step into bigger shoes, right? They need to know really what your expectation is. And once they know that, I think delegation is starting to become really actually simple. And also in today's world, nobody's like completely gone. So in the worst case, there would have been something really important, urgent, where my thoughts or my advice would have been needed on. Of course, could have been reached, but it was not needed. And that's even better. That means things were in good shape before I left. They were kept in awesome shape when I was back, gone, and they're still in awesome shape when I'm back. This is a great lesson to just say, really choose your delegates. Make sure that they feel like they own it now. And yes, you are there to support them if needed, but actually, they have to do it by themselves. This is a great learning moment. You will see how people grow, how people will appreciate, and it will make you have better holidays. Thank you very much, and looking forward to more on Carsten Uncut. Bye.